In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 4, it says, "You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them nor worship them." This is a direct and clear command spoken by God Himself. Now a question arises. If God clearly said, "Do not make carved images," then why are holy icons made? Why do we see sacred images inside the church? Why do we hang icons in our homes? Especially when you know this verse. If you stand before an icon and pray, you may feel disturbed. It can feel as if you are disobeying God's command. So, what exactly is God saying? Notice carefully. This verse mentions 3 locations: in heaven above, on earth beneath. In the waters under the earth, it says, "Do not make any carved image of anything in heaven, whether angels, stars, the sun, the moon. Do not make any image of anything on earth, humans, animals, plants. Do not make any image of anything in the sea, fish, and every creature within it." So the question remains. If God clearly forbids making carved images from these 3 realms, why are holy images made? Are we forgetting this verse? This is what we are examining today. Before we answer why God gave this command, or why holy icons are made, let us remain in the book of Exodus. From chapter 20, let us move to chapter 25. In Exodus 25, God commands Moses, "Make an ark from acacia wood, and overlay it with pure gold, and above the ark carve 2 cherubim of hammered gold." Now think carefully. Earlier, God said, "Do not make carved images of anything in heaven," but the cherubim are heavenly beings. Yet here, God commands Moses to carve cherubim from gold. Not only that, He even chooses the craftsman. God Himself selects Bezalel and fills him with wisdom and skill for carving. God says, "I have given him wisdom and the ability to craft." He commands that cherubim be made from hammered gold and placed on the right and left of the ark. Even more, inside the tabernacle curtain, God commands that cherubim be woven into the fabric using purple thread. This too is God's command. Then later, in the book of Kings, when Solomon finishes building the temple, he places large statues of cherubim beside the ark. So what do we do with this? God said, "Do not make carved images," but God Himself commands, "Make cherubim." Is God contradicting Himself? Does God change His mind? In the early centuries, a man named Marcion claimed that the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New Testament were 2 different gods. One of his arguments was this: how can the same God forbid carved images and then command Moses to make carved cherubim? If Marcion were right, then God would have a contradiction within Himself. But is that true? To understand this properly, we must return to the original passage. Our fathers teach us, if you want to understand a verse, read it from beginning to end. Before God says, "Do not make carved images," what does He say first? He begins, "I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. You shall have no other gods before me." Then He says, "You shall not make for yourself a carved image. You shall not bow down to them nor worship them." Then He concludes, "For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God." So this command is like a sandwich, placed between 2 statements about worshiping other gods. Therefore, what is God speaking about? He is speaking about idols made to replace Him. He is not forbidding sacred art. He is forbidding the creation of false gods. The full meaning is this: I am your God. Do not worship another god. And in order to worship another god, Do not create an image from heaven, earth, or sea to bow down to it, because I am jealous for my worship. So the issue is not the existence of images. The issue is idolatry. God is not condemning holy icons. He is condemning idols created to replace Him.